this movie is so vast in terms of all these different things going on at the same time. How do you, when you tell somebody, what's your one sentence tagline of like, The Lovely Bones is about?
I don't have one. I can't. I'm really bad about that.
Do you feel that anything in particular kind of reaches out to you much more than some of the other stories, or what do you like personally kind of deal with when you talk about or think about The Lovely Bones?
Well, it's, you know, listen, it's everybody's worst nightmare. Certainly every parent's worst nightmare and every child's worst nightmare. So if you start from that, I mean, sorry.
Right,
I just literally went brain dead.
Oh no,
for a
okay.
second. The connection that so many people have to this story is profound. That said, you can just make a story about a serial killer getting a girl and then they find the guy and that's not what this is. And that's why we all made it, was because it has a real emotional poetry to it, and in the book, and Peter captured that in the movie.
The genius of it is also told from the point of view of the victim, which
right.
is amazing. And so to find a girl to play that role, when you were working with Shirsa, like, were you surprised at what kind of stuff she would bring to the performance, and how do you how do you play these roles? Because I mean, how do you kind of like do these scenes together? Because obviously it's really sensitive, and yet you have to maintain a horrifying, you know, I mean, you have to do what you have to do because that's what your character has to go through.
Yeah, I don't know how you have to do it. First of all, your first question is Saoirse, was I amazed at Saoirse? And yes, I was, because she's so mature as a person and incredibly mature as an actress. I've never really experienced a kid like that before. In doing the scenes with her, we got to know each other. We felt comfortable with each other. You know, she's so sweet, and you feel protective of her. And she felt protective of me too, which I thought was very interesting, and part of her maturity. But the thing, in order to play a guy like this, you have to find the reality of it, and you have to know that what he wants, he does not think is a bad thing.
And it's almost like an obsession / hunger / I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
it's just it's a need. It's a need that he has, and he has to fulfill it. And as she describes, you know, in the voiceover.
What I found also amazing when I just talked to her is that you guys didn't really rehearse that one scene in particular. Like, she said that you guys would go in and just play off.
Yeah.
And that's amazing to me because, you know, you would assume that maybe, I don't know, like as a viewer, you would think that there might be. So.
Well, the thing is, that scene was shot at the very end of shooting. Okay, so we knew each other well, and we knew who we were playing well at that point. But Pete doesn't like to do a lot of rehearsal. I mean, you run through it as you're doing, and you figure out where you're going to be and what and then you just keep playing around with it on film.